Hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus here again. Look, I'm going to tell you something that maybe you haven't heard before. Sometimes, people call me a preacher. And if God called me to preach, God did not give me the same conversation that he gave every other preacher. If I'm added to that preacher, that means that I got something different to share. And I do have something different to share. So you think that you are a Christian. And we, speaking from the position that we accept that Jesus didn't start Christianity, it's something that human beings did. But be that as it may, you say that you are a Christian because of the reasons that you have been given. Whether you were reading it in a book, whether someone was telling you that, you accepted it, and so you confess, believe, whatever that means, that you're a Christian. The truth of the matter is that you are not a Christian, in the sense that you are a servant of God. No, the truth of the matter is, as long as you have been brought up in a system that denies God, all that you are is a denier of God, even though you don't know it. Even many of you know it and don't care. You don't know what you can do about it. But you never get the heart that draws the spirit to wake you up. Be just cold, even though you think that you're pleasing God. The truth of it is, again, is that it's not so. You see, in order to be a servant of God, you got to be born again. Now, when I say servant of God, I'm talking about a child of God. God, they tell me that God can make a rock stand up and do stuff. But the way it is that we, human beings on this earth, is to learn to make the choice. I say it again. We are here on this earth to learn to make the choice. It is said that we were given freedom to do all the things on this earth we could possibly imagine. Just one thing, don't do. And you know what it is. That one thing don't do. And it doesn't matter whether it was that thing or something else. It was given a restriction, given an order, and given choice. And that choice is listen to the one that made you, because this is the kind of life they know you will learn, because it is the life of heavenliness. You go the other way, you learn the way, for the purpose of this discussion, you learn the way of hell. So, you have been given, don't do, all of this you can do, knowing that you are going to exercise the don't do, just like all people do. Don't do, first time you get a chance. Anyway, now you know what it is, what it means to do, and you know what it means not to do. When you weren't being disobedient, you know what life was like. Maybe you hadn't had the instructions then, but you still knew what it was like. But having given the instruction, you still violated it. Now you're confused. You got to go through all kinds of stuff trying to figure out what's the proper thing to do. And you can't know what the proper thing to do unless you're being guided by the Spirit. And the Spirit is not going to come to you until you are ready to receive it. You got to be born again. And when I say born again, you got to get that trash out of your head about the system. Democracy, capitalism, socialism, and communism, all that kind of stuff. That you got to get that out of your head. Those are the decisions of men who have said that there is no God, or they don't need a God. And so you don't get a chance to get the benefits of a God. So no, you're not a Christian. You think you are, but you're not. Let me tell you, let me break it on down to you. You see, when you become a child of God, it's like you are awake now. You're not asleep. You are wide awake. And you have made the decision that God's way is the way. Now, you've been here on this earth. You've gone through the test. You don't know the confusion and the benefits of it. You've gone through all of that stuff. And you know what that is. And you made a choice. You made a choice. I don't want to have anything. So you throw that trash out. And when it's real, you're on the side of God. So you now, righteous can't be unrighteous. Righteous is righteous. And so when it is challenged with unrighteousness, it's not going to step across the line. It is not going to step across the line. It has passed the test. It has made the choice that the system of God, the heavenly system, is the right system. And that is what they're all about. Now, that's just plain old simple. You'll know. And let me tell you, many of you in your position, your Christian position right now, knowing this truth, you probably don't want to be a Christian. You see, because having to make that choice, your actions are different. You can't play the game. You can't, when somebody says straddle the fence, you can't straddle no fence with God. God ain't stepping across those fence in the evil. No, that's not going to happen. But when you find yourself in that situation, that is because now is your time to give representation. Now is the time for your light to shine in the middle of this darkness. So that's how it's going to happen. If Adam and Eve, let's just use that, if they had done righteous, we'd have still been over here doing righteous. Then again, we might have been like the angels. They were just didn't have a choice. They were just given to be good. And when the challenge came, many of them flunked the test. But here, we now are given choice. I'm repeating myself. We here now are given choice. So if we saying we're with God, if we want to be heavenly or angelic, you want to look at it, anything like that, okay. You're there because you want to be. Nobody snatched you, nobody put you in, nobody dragged you in, nobody outfixed you. No, you lived the life and made a choice. And you will give your life for that choice. Before you become that, you will give your life. And that might be required. That just might be required, because if the world is not changing positive for the benefit of the people to be learning of and choosing God's way, and the devil don't want you around. They say kill Jesus, kill Malcolm, kill Martin, kill so many other people that we don't even know. But he'll be killing you too if things aren't changing. So that's the walk of a child of God. That's the walk of a Christian. God put you in a situation where you're going to get killed. And he won't be taking you out. You might be saying, Lord, deliver me. But if it's not to deliver you, you're not going to be delivered. And if you're really a Christian, a real Christian, you say, thank you. Thank you. And you get out of this hell. This is pure D hell for a Christian. A person that knows God, this is pure D hell. And they don't really want to have anything to do with it. That's why they're standing up against anything that's talking about taking away health care, because God made sure everybody got health care. They're standing against anything that's talking about you don't have shelter, because God made it possible nobody ever be without shelter. No, my friends. Everything that you want, that you desire, need, God has given you the resources and the ability to cause the manifestation of that. Why, you are a child, an expression of the Almighty God. So what you want to be over there lying and cheating, hating and racism and bigotry? What's just for some to benefit and the rest of they stepping on you? Come on, come on. You think you're a Christian? Look around. Look around. Do you see that peace out there for everybody? Do you see that joy out there for everybody? No. Why? Because you in hell.